This is the G podcast. And the hope is, after listening to this podcast, you get something where you can just take this and use it as an insight or a tool that'll help you have stronger relationships as it relates to those 5 F's. We make so many decisions day in, day out. Are you aware of what you're doing and why? And is your decision driven by your fear of an outcome or your faith in what's coming?
Wow!
Fear versus faith. It has a huge impact on how we make decisions. Some of us are averse to risk, for example. So we have fearful decisions as we approach things like finances, but we're going to get into that into the full episode. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Today's episode is going to focus in on this idea of fear versus faith. Are you even aware of how much of what you do day in, day out is predicated on what you're afraid of or what you have faith in? Think about it. We're going to discuss it more for sure. Before we even get there, though, we're on this road, on this journey. This will be released across all platforms, if not when this episode drops, soon enough. I want to shout out everybody who's been rocking with me so far, gone out of their way to follow G Shish Pod and subscribe to the YouTube page. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. I definitely appreciate that. I really, really do. I also really appreciate the feedback. Been getting so much feedback, so many ideas. Keep it coming. More than happy to take on whatever it might be, whether it be suggestions of episodes you all might have, whether it be suggestions on what you think I could do to improve. Please let me know. I'm open. Pause. Alrighty. I do these little pre-episodes just to make sure that before we go for the full episode, I have everything in place and I'm warmed up to speak. As I've expressed before, it does take some getting used to. Now, I don't know if I make this look easy. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if I make this look easy or not. I'd like to know. It's not easy though. It's not easy. Maybe I make it look easy. Maybe I don't. I think I make it look good though. Tell me what you think.
It doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter how you feel.
Can't say it enough. Before we wrap up, because I think we're ready to get into it, man. Fear versus faith. This is not necessarily from a religious perspective. It's not. It's not rooted in religion, if you will. It is rooted in the idea of something higher and of, I would say bigger than yourself. I do believe it's important to believe in God. This idea of fear versus faith, that is a crucial component to that battle in my experience. But we're going to talk about it. I really appreciate y'all tuning in. Again, shout out to Old Hillside, some of Durham's own, doing big things. If you're a bourbon fan, they got some great whiskey coming. If you were lucky enough to grab one of these Centennial bottles, leave something in the comments. If you got your own products, services, let me know. I'd love to let people know what you're doing as well. This is the G podcast. And the hope is, after listening to this podcast, you get something where you can just take this and use it as an insight or a tool that'll help you have stronger relationships as it relates to those 5 F's. Hopefully, when you listen to this podcast, we get something or you get something. I'm putting me in this as well because I get something out of this every single time. When you listen to the G podcast, the goal, the hope is that you get something that you can use so that you can apply it to your own situation and improve your relationships with your own family, your friends, your finances, help you exercise your freedom, and put us all in position to have stronger futures. This is the G podcast.